guys, welcome back to the channel, and we have a new project, 1983 Golf GTI in for full restoration. We're going to begin with a full strip down. Every last nut, bolt, washer and grommet will be taken off of the car, and then we'll get it over to the blasters. Okay, so both Chris and I cracked on with the strip down of this Golf. We wanted to get it apart and over to the blasters as quickly as possible. Chris started on the front end and I began with the sunroof. Every screw and washer is bagged up and recorded with a number so we know exactly where it goes. We then have a spreadsheet with all the correlating numbers and descriptions of each bag. Well, that's the sunroof panel and the rails removed. Inside these rails there's a cable that runs backwards and forwards which opens the sunroof. Here I'm removing the wiper motor and other bits around the scuttle whilst Chris removes the front wing. Next up, the front doors. Chris attacks the right hand door and I crack on with the left hand door. With the doors removed, it was time to get the windows out. Because the window rubbers are in pretty good nick, I decided to try and fold the lip back over to try and save the rubbers. The windscreen came out nice and easy. The two side windows came out nice and easy, but the rear window had been stuck in with loads of sealant. I think we'll have to get a new seal for this. While I finished stripping down the tailgate, Chris cracked on with getting the interior removed. Next up, I wanted to get the headliner out. I didn't want to just rip it out, so I used some heat just to release the glue and take it out as carefully as possible. Okay, so that is the outside of the shell stripped and the inside. The headliner's out, carpets, a bit of sound deadening left, and the loom to come out once we've removed everything from the engine bay. It looks to be a pretty good shell so far. Famous last words, we'll find out once it's been blasted. So our next step is to get it up on the ramp and remove all of the running gear. So here I'm removing every wire and plug from the engine bay. Every plug gets a label so I know exactly where it goes when we come back to put it together. As Chris removes the exhaust system, I remove both the flow and return fuel lines. Right, time to drop the engine out. And with 4 bolts, off comes the rear beam. Next up, the fuel tank and other fuel items can be removed. Okay, just the last few bits to come off now. I crack on with the brake lines, Chris takes off the wheel arch liner, and then we've just got the steering rack to remove. Okay, so we've started breaking down all the suspension to refurb that. The client's got new built-in coilovers, so we don't have to do anything with those. The brake calipers we'll probably send off for refurb or maybe buy on exchange. The hubs have still got the inner races stuck on them, so we need to get those off. And then these stub axles, we've got a snapped bolt in here and a snapped bolt here, so we've got to sort that out. And then finish stripping down this rear beam. Okay, so that is the Golf completely stripped now for blasting. Every last nut, bolt, wire, grommet has now been removed. I've loosely just bolted the doors and the bonnet back on just for transport. As you can see, all the other bits and pieces we've put inside. We've also scraped off all the sound deadening off the inside just to make Alex's job a little bit easier. So next job is to trailer this over to the blasters and leave it with him, and yeah, just wait for him to strip it. So that's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check back in a couple of weeks. We'll get it back from the blasters and you can see what's left. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.